I feel moya shona kona. Shobuluza focus. Come on, be a good getter. Ashona kona, stay focused. Opportunities, you gotta get this, you gotta fight the skills.
I got the careers and the jobs, no lie. That's why I tell you to push. Get to shallow pants, we enjoy your show, man. Get to sun when I left my car, and a salute to all my hustlers. Get to Nalazi come, make me show more, aka the loud boy. Get to less Spani, get to iSpani. We in the skies today. Go back and speak Caribbean on what the air traffic controller. Someone in Doaz Lapana, Utuli Lendelu. It does it's again, Pela is in control of the Karake. Jobage Humbilia, I study Shella Lapana, a computer sciences or pinfit of Dr. Lapana, Jenge air traffic control assistant. It does it's your nagi people like listen up again. I can so tell you so all into it gale whoop. Get it in 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff, captains. Name Thuli Lendelu. Age 28. Education matric. Tertiary qualification BSc in computer sciences. Formal work experience air traffic services assistant. Position applied for air traffic controller.
Igama lami nginguThuli Lendelu, ngingumazondi. Ngazalelwa eMpumalanga Township, which is in Hammersdale, just outside of Maritzburg. Nginengane eyodwa uSiphesihle Zondi, ngishadele kaNdelu noBongi Nhlanhla Ndelu ozalelwa kwaNyuswa eBothas Hill. Ngakhula nomfana osekhaya uNhlakanipho, ngizalwa uKhanyisile Zondi. No baba wami uGodfred Ubhekizizwe Zondi owashona ngina 10 years old. Umfana osekhaya uNhlaka wayena 5. Bamdubula just nje khona la ngasekhaya ebuya emsebenzini ethi uza ekhaya. Okwakunzima ukukhula ngaphandle kwababa ukuthi uma kufika izikhathi zo Christmas, kufika izikhathi zo Father's Day, wena unababa. Izingane zizokhuluma ngobaba bazo, wena awunayo baba. Sakhula nje impilo ingekho yinhle kahle hle. Mengiqeda isikole ngafunda e-University of Durban Westville i-computer science. Ngangisebenza as u-cashier ka-macro. And ngangenza lokho ukuthi ngithole imali yokuthi ngikwazi ukuyithengela izinto ezincane ngoba ngangafuni ukuthi athi uma ngifundisa ngibe ngilokho ngimcela izinto ngimwarisha ngento eningi. So ukuze ngithole imali nami encane ngaba u-cashier ngefinally yami ye-computer science. Ngangisebenza ngama weekends, so umgqibelo nesonto ngiyasebenza. Umzima balokho ukuthi ngomgqibelo nangesonto ngalesi sikhathi efana ngabe ngiyafunda ngaso mina ngiyasebenza. So ngangibuye ngisalele kancane emsebenzini wami wesikole, kodwa ngangicatch up njalo ebusuku because ngangizinikeza njalo every day ukuthi ngizinikeza u3 hours every day ngiyastudisha. Ngayiqeda i-degree yami ngo-2003 ngangawuthola umsebenzi. So ngaqhubeka ngasebenza as u-cashier. And kwakunzima ukusebenza as u-cashier une degree. Abantu babebukela phansi. Bethi ubabuka nje banama degree kodwa basasebenza ezitolo. Imuphi umsebenzi ukuthi uhambe uye e-university uyofunda uma uzothi usuphumile e-university uphinde futhi usebenze as u-cashier. Lezo zinto ngangizizwa kodwa ngingazinaki ngoba mina ngangithanda ukuthi ngizimele as umuntu. So kwangithatha isikhathi about 2 years ukuthi ngithole umsebenzi la ka-ATNS. Kuleso sikhathi ngangiqhubeka lokho as u-cashier. Into yangenza uapply ka-ATNS ukuthi ngangenawo umsebenzi o permanent o stable ngaleso sikhathi. Ngangazi lutho ngo-ATNS, ngangazi nokuthi khona i-industry to aviation. ulwazi engangilazi nje ukuthi ukhona amabhano yandiza and kwakuphelela lapho. Uma sengiwenzile wonke ama-interviews ne-medical yaka-ATNS sengiphasile, u-ATNS wangibhukhela ibhanoyi lokuthi ngisuke la eThekwini ngiye eJohannesburg eGoli. Kwakuwokuqala ukuthi ngigibele ibhanoyi, ngangisaba ngingazi noma ibhanoyi lizophahlazeka, ngithi sengingenile ebhanoyini ngesathi lisuka nje ngezwa amathumbu wonke ekhuphuka. Kwakuyenye ifeeling engingakazi nje ngiyizwe, noma uphezulu ebhanoyini ubuka phansi kusabeka engazuthi ibhanoyi lizophahlazeka, ngingazi ukuthi ngizofika yini la ngiyakhona. So kwakuyi experience ethusayo kodwa at the same time yayingijabulisa kakhulu. Kusasa ngiyahamba ke for i-job interview ngiyaka ATNS ukuba i-radar controllers. Ngicela ningifisela inhlanhla ningikhulekisa ukuthi kuhambe konke kahle ngoba ngizimisela ukuthola lo msebenzi.
Asilazi nayibona ukuthi lefe injani bafethu ngoba ngeke kwazi kusasa liphatheleni. Usestere bakayikhesha. Sinini manje sakathola amabhazari laphana njenge traffic control assistant. Into akazisamba nayo noma ke ihasta samba namuhla uthulile bafethu uthi uyishaka kancane lento lena is in control of icareer yakhe. Njoba into akazithi lo msebenzi afuna ukwenza ufanele yena ncamashi bafethu. Ngithi into akazi iyohamba laphana eshaya interview yakhe laphana Air Traffic and Navigation Services Company of South Africa bafethu. Inkampani ke enezinga eliphezulu. Akasebona into akazi hamba kanjani kwi-interview yakhe. Ngithi thulile lesi asisikhathi sokuthula isikhathi sokukhuluma asikuze.
Good morning Thulile. Welcome. Ngiyabonga ukuthi usiphe lesi sikhathi sakho ukuthi uze lana sizoku-interviewa. Ngihamba lana nobaba uPhesi Murukane uyi-External Communications Officer yaka ATNS ophuma e-head office. Uze la ukuzongincedisa ukuthi sihambise le interview.
Alright.
Baba uPhesi uThulile Ndelu i-candidate yethu esi-identifyile for i-development yakhe ku-career yakhe as an air traffic controller. Sisithuli, usube no ATNS manje for the last 4 years. Uphuma ku-bursary program yethu esinayo ye-air traffic control officer. Waphinde futhi emva kwaleyo 2 years wasebenza as an air traffic controller. Can you briefly explain to us your experience of this journey up to this point?
Yeah, from the bursary program, bekunzima kakhulu, learning izinto ezintsha all the time. We started at ATA, ufunda izincwadi, then went on to work la King Shaka Airport as an assistant, la usiza khona ama-control ukuthi enze umsebenzi wayo. Bekuyinto entsha because esikoleni bengazange ngistudishele lento, so nje i-journey manje it's been exciting. Into entsha, ukhuluma nama-pilots, usiza ama-pilots ukuthi enze umsebenzi wawo, noma mina inkinga mhlawumbe let's say kunama-emergencies as well uyabasiza. So ziningi izinto ezenzakalayo as i-air traffic control. Okwamanje ngisajabulile emsebenzini wami.
Okay. Nginendaba ezinhle Thulile ngokuthi you are one of ama candidates who have been identified for its development to be a radar controller. Ongidinga ukwazi kuwe Thuli ukuthi why leli thuba kumele sikuphe lona.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi ngisebenze isikhathi eside no ATNS, ngikwenzile ebufanele ngikwenze. Kuleso sikhathi ngafika ngiyintombazane engakwazi ukukhuluma, timid. Manje sengakwazi ukuyikhulumela, sengakwazi ukuthi ngiminglishe nabantu. Ngafika ngumuntu othanda ukusebenza yedwa, but manje sengiyakwazi ukuthi ngisebenze nabantu abaningi, ngisebenze confidently, ngiyakwazi ukukhuluma kahle nama-pilots. So I think isona sizathu esingenza ukuthi ninginikeze leli thuba lokuthi ngikwazi ukufundela ukuba i-radar controller.
All right. ngizawuthatha leli thuba ke manje ngiphe ubaba uPhesi.
Okay, our vision is very clear, is to be the preferred air traffic and navigation supplier in the global environment. We've made inroads into the African continent, that because of the technological capability that we have. HNS is currently busy with a position paper that is called the HNS Realignment Growth and Positioning Program. You know, what we're doing here is to basically link up our vision with the KENZO, that's the Civil Air Navigation Services Organization's Vision 2020, as well as the government's National Development Program, and lastly with the Global Air Navigation Plan, and that is to make sure that, you know, there's skills development. But, you know, in a nutshell, what AGAP stands for is that it's looking into skills development. It's looking into providing employment for the young people in South Africa, making sure that you are competent and are able to do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Yeah. I'm now leaving you in the capable hands of Sibusiso. You will be with him for the rest of the day.
All right. Ngiyabonga baba uPhesi.
Mosebetsi ona o batla motho nang le maikarabelo o maitshwaro a hodimo gape o lokela go rutiswa gore o sebetse lefapeng lena o lokela go ikanya o tsebe go bua ka tshwanelo jeka ha Thuli a itshwere le the way a arabileng dipotso ka teng no doubt nka be ya diplanete tsa sefofane sa ka matsohong a hae.
Is it a bird? Is it a sparrow? No, it's iSpani bafethu landing in KZN. Somebody hasalethu uthulile intokazi ethi sisebenze kanzima for iminyaka bafethu esikusho uthola zonke imfana zakhe kuze ke abe air traffic controller. Intokazi ihambile yaphasa ngabalingisi yaphinde futhi athola i-degree yayo laphana ku computer sciences. And now wait for it. Ukwenze konke lokhu bafethu asebenze njengecashier laphana ey'tolo. Now that's what I call a real hustler. Bafethu uthole ibhazari laphana eqhamuka from ku air traffic and navigation services yala eMzansi bafethu. Intokazi manje sefuna ukushintsha izinto ibhalisele ukuthi ihambe lapha iyoba i-radar approach controller. Ngisasibona ukuthi uyoqhubeka kanjani intokazi. Sithi kahle kahle lo msebenzi umayelana nani.
Labagada tindiza ngibona baqinisekisa kuphepha nekuhamba kahle kwetindiza uma tisemoyeni, uma tihlala noma tisuka kanye nalapho setiyopaka khona. Lokubalekile ngemsebenzi wabo kuqinisekisa kuhamba kahle kwetindiza futhi ngendlela lephephile kanye nalenetisako. Kwenda lokhu baniketa abaqhubi betindiza ema-pilots luhlathithe loluphuma kulokutfolakele emishineni njengama-radar, labanye bogadi, bahloli besimo selitulu, labanye baqhubi baletinye tindiza kanye nakuletinye tindzawo lapho kutfolakala khona lwati. Lwati lotekuchumana ngikona kubalulekile kakhulu kulomsebenzi. Kumele bakwati ukukhuluma kahlehle, bakhone kuniketa indlela econdziseka melula kubaqhubi betindiza, futhi babe nokucophelela lokusezingeni lelisetulu ngaso sonke isikhathi. La kugadwa khona tindiza etikhumulweni, bogadi betindiza kumele bakhathalele tonke tindiza letihambela ngako leso sikhumulo kanye natonke tindiza letiphumako kanye neletingenako etikhatsini lapho khona simo selitulu sisihle. Uma usangena bayakucwayisa ukuthi ungene kanjani, ikakhulu lapho khona simo selitulu singesihle. Etindizeni letiqhamukako kude kubonakala la kuphumela khona tindiza, nasetindizeni letiphumako kude kufike leyo ndiza lephumile. Kubogadi ke kukhomba abaqhubi indlela yokuhamba ngikona kubalulekile ukuqinisekisa kuphepha emkhathisini wetindiza. ungachitha isikhathi sonke sakho ungugadzi ukuchutsha kwetindiza noma ke futhi uthole lwati lolungetekile utithuthukise ugcine sawungasi lomkhulu ukuchutsha kwetindiza.
Go kenela mosebetsi ona o lokela go itukisetsa o sa le sekolong. Metse ke selo sa bohlokwa haholo. Geography, computer science, physical sciences le tsona di tla go beya pele. Hopola hore training ya hao ilo include practically le theory. Go tloga mo o lokela go fumana a valid license ya traffic controller ya area kapa ya radar.
Hasla sengisikhathi ukuthi manje uthule akhombise uqeqesho wakhe lapha njenge air traffic control assistant bafethu njoba ke afuna ukuchaza ke lapha imento yakhe usibuka bafethu usibuke uzosichazela kabanzi ukuthi kahle kahle kufunekala ini ukuze uphumelele kulomsebenzi. Mina into engayisho ukuthi ntokazi ngithi khipha amaphiko ubhabhe kodwa ungaphaphi njengami ngoba ngiyaphapha ngi-bird ngiyaphapha ngiyadlala asibone ukuthi kuba kanjani.
Manje sesila air traffic control tower King Shaka Airport. Kule tower lena kula sizocala khona utask 1 enjengoba besiphe uthuli ku-interview ukuthi kumele ademonstrate. Itask lokuqala itask le air traffic services assistant. Lo msebenzi lona umsebenzi womuntu ozosupporta i-air traffic controller ukuthi lihlale linayo yonke i-information elidingayo kanti futhi a-coordinator nawo amanye amathawa ukuthi kwaziwe ukuthi indiza zihamba kuphi kanti futhi ziyenzani. Ku-bursary program yiso i-step sokuqala lesi umuntu uma sekabuya e-aviation training academy sekaphasile i-theory esizomletha kiyo ku-field ukuthi aqale i-career yakhe ye-air traffic control. Thulile njengoba besishilo ke ku-interview ukuthi uzoyenza ama-task awu-3 sesihleli lana manje uzodemonstrate u-task number 1 ekuwumsebenzi we-air traffic services assistant. Into esizoyiyenza manje ukuthi uyademonstrate and then ngizokubuza imibuzo uma ngabe kuyadingeka kodwa ngizocala kube uwe ke ochazayo lo msebenzi oyenza la ukuthi kuyenzakalani.
Okay, the position at a position. So what I basically do here is monitorisha ama flight plans for search and rescue. I mean ama telephones as well from ama outside lines, from the public, from the pilots. There's also an internal phone for everybody that's within the company, downstairs, your technicians, your other controllers. And what I do as well, if a card prints, a flight progress strip, if it prints, I check what type of card is it? Is it an arrival or is it a departure? If it's an arrival like this one, what a flight progress strip is that it's a miniature flight plan. It has all the details of a particular flight. You have your speed, you have your flight level, your departure aerodrome, your arrival aerodrome. So with this card now, it's an arrival strip, so I put it in a pink strip holder. If it were a departure strip, I would have put it in a blue strip holder. With the blue strip holder, I send it to the ground controller, because with the departure they start speaking from ground, so I'll give it to the ground controller. Because this is an arrival, they'll start talking to the tower controller, write all the details that's required, the type of approach that they're doing. Normally they do an eyeless approach, and then I'll check their parking bay where they'll be parking, and then give that strip to the tower controller.
Alright. Umsebenzi lona owe-air traffic service assistant ubalulekile ngenxa yokuthi i-air traffic controller malihleli likhuluma ney'ndiza kudingeka ukuthi liconcentrate kuloko kwenzakalayo ngoba iy'ndiza lezi zihamba ney'mpilo zabantu. Ngalokho-ke i-air traffic service assistant liyamsupporta ngokuthi liphendule ucingo, lihambise i-information kwamanye ama-controller kwezinye indawo ekumele bayithole ngey'ndiza engabe mhlawumbe zisuka la ziza kibo nalezi ezisuka kubona ziza la kithi. Kuyenza sure ukuthi i-information yonke edingwa i-air traffic controller ukuze likwazi ukuthi licontrole iy'ndiza ngokuphepha liyayithola ngesikhathi esifanele. Yini umqoka wale position le?
ngale position lena ibalekile ukuthi usize ama controller with umsebenzi wabo. You look at uthatha leyo load leyo mhlawumbe if like let's say ngena ama phone calls whilst esa controller akayidingi leyo disturbance akadingi ukuthi umuntu ezongibuza ukuthi ne mhlawumbe ufuna umuntu from the outside athine bengicela ukubuza ukuthi ne i-airport yaseMaritzburg ivuliwe izinto ezikanjalo so uthatha leyo load ulokho kuba wena ozokusebenza with amakhazi as well ba busy kakhulu ama controllers are busy so you have to write down amakhazi ukuthi ne uma selifika kubona ikhadi selinayo yonke information bona sebebhala lokho kudingakalile namakhadi as well uwafaka kwi-system it's a billing system yaka ATNS la abakwazi khona ukuthi babone ukuthi ne-aircraft ethile isuke la yalana bakwazi ukuthi bayibhile uma isebenzisa i-airspace yala eKingshaka.
Alright, no, ngiyabonga kakhulu Thulile. Sengikwazile ukubona i-demonstration yakho nokuthi uyayi-understand yonke into eyenzekayo la. Indlela uThuli aperforme ngayo ubonisile ngempela ukuthi uyawuzwisisa lo msebenzi lona nokuthi uyazwisisa ubumqoka bawo kule product ye-air traffic control yaka ATNS kanti futhi ne-role yakhe kule team lena esebenza la eTower. Ngokuya ngale assessment ebese ngiyenza kule demonstration yakhe uThuli wenze kahle kakhulu uqhwephesha njengalo msebenzi lo awuyenzayo. So sesizosuka futhi siye ku task 2.
Siwenzile task 1 where la kade ngisebenza khona as an air traffic services assistant. Ilokene assistant esiza ama controllers. Ngiyasithemba ukuthi nengenze kahle because umsebenzi engijwayele ukwenza so it comes naturally to me so ngiyasithemba kakhulu ukuthi yonke into ihambe kahle ku task 1.
Bokgoni le botsebi ba Thuli bo iponahaditse mona tasking ena ka nnete ha a supa gore o sebetsa ka tlasa mosebetsi o stressful. Di-air traffic controller ba lokela go concentrate ka nako tsotlhe ba lokela go sheba sengwe le sengwe se etsagalang moyeng le mo fase gore ba tsebise ba bang go tsho gore kelello e lokela go dula e le mosebetsing ha difofane ntse di kena ntse di tswa go hloka elo hloko go ka khosa bosenyi kapa kotsi.
Githi iSpani siledile siseKZN simatasatasa sihamba noThuli intokazi ke manje yoshaya itask yakhe yesibili ungazibuza ukuthi yiphi leyo task eyenza githi ilapha na control towers yenza ukuthi yonke into ihamba kahle phela intokazi iceceshiwe lapha njenge air traffic controller bafethu uyingxenye ke yeqembu yabantu abayenza ukuthi thina ke siphephile nokuthi zonke into zihamba ngesikhathi ngoba masifika ema-airport phela sifuna ukumusha lokho isikhathi siphathalele lento into engayisho ukuthi labantu ke umsebenzi awuhlonga labantu ke ohlangana nabo emamoli balo bathi woza mama ngena kahle parking ngena kahle njengoba ngithi woza nawe sibona intokazi chuba kanjani.
Alright Thuli, sesiqedile task number 1 labo usidemonstrate la khona ama-duties we-air traffic services assistant. Ngiyabonga ngalokho. Sesiyomove on manje usidemonstrate ama-task we-tower controller la uzabe ke ukhuluma nama-aeroplane ke usikhombisa ukuthi wenziwa kanjani lo msebenzi lona. Ngiyabonga ke ungathatha. Task 2 kula uThuli azabe asidemonstrate la khona umsebenzi we-tower controller. I-tower controller kuyilo muntu lona okhuluma ney'ndiza azihlele ukuthi zingachayisani emoyeni nala emhlabeni ku-runway. Umsebenzi onjengalona ufuna umuntu onokuzimisela, umuntu o-responsible, umuntu o-reliable, umuntu okwazi ukuqabanga masinya nokwazi ukusebenza under pressure. Are you speaking to the one on final?
Yes, I'm speaking to original link 291. Okay. Link 514 tower, good day. Continue approach runway 24, number 24 landing. Surface wind 220 degrees 16, maximum 25 knots.
Continue approach runway 24, number 2, link 514.
Okay, what I just did now, there's a second aircraft that's joining final approach on a visual approach. I just told them to continue the approach. Angizange ngibanikeze i-landing clearance because we have another aircraft engaphambili ezosebenzisa i-runway.
Okay.
Yes. and before ngalendisa leya ku final manje leyana original link ngale ngaskena i-runway ukuthi ayikho yini i-obstacle mhlambe ngabe khona imoto abantu ama-animals noma elinye ibhanoyi on the runway ngakubona ukuthi akukho lutho then ngase ngabatshela ukuthi bangakwazi ukuthi nebalende kwi-runway. First time ngiya eJoburg ATNS wangibhukhela i-flight kwakuqala ngizogibela ibhanoyi, so it was scary. Kwakusabisa ukushiya umndeni wami, ukushiya ingane yami. She was about a year old ngaleso sikhathi, so nje kwakubukhuni ukushiya umndeni behind ukuya eJoburg nokugibela ibhanoyi. It was exciting ukugibela ibhanoyi for the first time, the feeling ukuthi wow, okay, sengiyendaweni entsha. Link 514, runway 24, clear to land, surface wind 210 degrees 14, maximum 25 knots.
Runway 24, clear to land, requesting Charlie, Link 514.
Link 514, Charlie is approved.
Thank you, we'll plan for Charlie.
Ground, Link 514, vacating on Charlie. Charlie as well, copied. Oh, so what I did there as well, because normally they take a rapid exit, which is this, they break off early.
Okay.
That's the norm. If they request to vacate at the end of the runway, I have to check with the ground controller as well to see if there aren't any vehicles or aircraft that might be an obstruction lapayana at the end of the runway, yes. And mengibanikeza ne-landing clearance as well, kufanele banikeze umoya ukuthi umoya ulokhene ublowa kangakanani, i-direction yomoya as well as the speed somoya.
Okay, why is that important?
It is important because amabhanoyi, they land and take off into the wind. Okusho ukuthi umoya, if it's coming from the south, amabhanoyi fanele aqhamuke wena from the north. Iwasiza kahle ukuthi uma elanda noma e-take off. Sisebenza nabantu or nama-pilots aphuma kuma-nationalities ahlukahlukene. Kuye kungene lana amabhanoyi avela ko-Mauritius, amanye avela ko-Emirates, aphuma ngaphesheya kwezilwane. So kumele ukwazi ukuthi ulalele kahle ngoba ama-accent awafani and indlela esikhuluma ngayo singabantu ayifani. Namanye ama-pilots avela eGoli uthola ukuthi i-accent yakhe ayifani njengomZulu wala eKZN. So kuyadingeka ukuthi ulalele kahle, and then uma udila nalawo ma-pilots akanjalo wenze sure ukuthi into mungayi-understand uyabuzisisa ukuze kungabi khona i-confusion engase idale isimo esingesihle.
Thuli, sesicedile ngo-task number 2. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Sokusibonisile ukuthi i-tower controller iyenza muphi umsebenzi kanjani. Sesizohamba ke manje siyoyenza u-task number 3 lapho uzabe u-assesswa ngomsebenzi we-radar air traffic control officer. Sesingahamba.
Ngisebenze kahle kakhulu kule task futhi namhlanje bengekho busy, i-weather ithanda ukuba ithanda ukubheda, so abengekho maningi amabhanoyi, so umsebenzi ngwenze kahle ngendlela.
Bokgoni ba puo ke selo se botlhokwa haholo gore o kgone go laetsa pilot ka tsela ya tshwanelo. Ke bua ka puo ya mosebetsing le di-code tsa teng. Gopola gore pilot eo o tshwere maphelo a batho. Thuli yena o supile bokgoni ba go bua, o ya itshepa, o na le maikarabelo. Ke re ngwanana wa bonagala gore ha le mosebetsing o tseba taba tsa hae. That's why ana a sa bontshe le gore o stressful ka tlase ha mosebetsi. Gopola gore di-air traffic controller ba lokela gore ba theose maswafo, moya o be fatshe, ba tsebe go copa ka stress sa mosebetsi.
Hi, Thuli again. We've done quite a lot today. We went through the interview. You've demonstrated for us ngo task 1 umsebenzi services assistant usidemonstrate le tower. Now from your training as a college, we are going to assess you for being a radar air traffic control officer. Are there any questions?
No questions for now.
Okay, ma. We can start. I will ask you a few questions every now and then to take your understanding or to check if you see what you are doing there or you know what you are doing. Other than that, go about your normal business.
Okay.
Thank you. Lana sise radar hall yase King Shaka Air Traffic Control Center. Lapho sizoyenza khona utask number 3. Sikhumbule ukuthi siyenze utask 1 no task number 2 no thulile. Lana beka demonstratela khona ama duties we air traffic services assistant nama duties we tower controller. I-radar controller umuntu ohlalayo phambi kwe-screen abuke ama-aircraft awabona laphayana avele amachashaza. Umsebenzi wakhe ukuthi ayenze ukuthi lawo machashaza lawo awadivani libe linye ngoba mase kunjalo kusho ukuthi sewachayisene ke manje lamabhanoyi. Lokho sikwenza ngale technology esiyibiza i-radar. Kuba nesignal esiyisendayo from la emhlabeni ehambe iye ebhanoyini. Ibhanoyi ilibuyise seyilibuyisa negama lalo nokuthi ihamba ebangeni elingakanani. Yonke leyo information siyayithatha siyibeka phambi kwe-screen ukuthi i-radar air traffic control officer ayibone asebenze ngayo ukuze aphephise lezi indiza ukuthi zingake nje zichayisane.
Charlie Whiskey approach, good day. You are radar identified, 12 nautical miles southwest of Tango Victor, under radar control once maintaining 2,500 feet. Charlie Whiskey, you can expect radar vectors, ILS approach, runway 24. Keep up your speed, you are number 1 for the approach.
What is your plan with those 2 aircraft?
Okay, the link inbound, I've checked the estimate. It's estimating 10 miles, 10 minutes ahead of the Mercy Wing that's coming through. So it's safe to say that link 506 is number 1. And I have shortcut him to keep him ahead of the Mercy Wing. So yes. Okay, at Joburg, since ama causes amaningi or ama subjects amaningi, ngicabanga ukuthi mhlambe ayo 13 or 14 and then ethatha mhlambe a week each, and kwakumele umuntu afunde nje azimisele because umsebenzi wawumningi, yayiningi information ababekutshela ngayo nama tests akhona la ukufa uthole khona u70% ukuze uphase. So kwakumele ukuthi umuntu ayimisele. Nasekhaya ngangiya once a month ekhaya, so ukuze nje ngiyobheka umndeni. 15, 20, 30. Charlie Whiskey, you have 30 track miles till the go around. Okay. I'm also checking the routing for Mercy Wing 11 in terms of the departures, because I can see that there are departures of runway 24. They will be exiting via Golf Yankee Victor. So Mercy Wing is well clear of the departure path.
Okay, that's good. Umehluko phakathi kwe-radar control ne-tower control ukuthi i-tower control, umuntu osebenza as i-tower control udinga ukuthi awabone ngamehlo wakhe ama-aeroplane lawa awacontrolayo. Ngenxa yokuthi amehlo womuntu awakwazi ukubona kude ukudlula u10 kilometers, wonke lamabhanoyi esewahamba ebangeni eliphezulu nalawa esewakude nala ama-controller ahleli khona, sisebenzisa le technology le ye-radar ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi bawabone. Umehluko kubo uwo lokho ke ukuthi kumele sikwazi nokucontroller amabhanoyi engeke siwabone ngamehlo wethu masibheka ngaphandle. Now, if SAA 566 is already ahead of Charlie Whiskey, will it be safe to launch him?
For the tower, yes, it will be safe to launch him because there's the runway over here. Charlie Whiskey has passed the departure path, so it would be safe to launch the departure. Charlie Whiskey 10 left heading 330 base leg. Okay, I just need to check the weather as well towards Indwete and final approach part because messing usually calls for visual approaches. Then 506 is at 10 miles, 12 miles, and then Mercian is still 22 miles out, so yeah.
All right. No, I think that concludes our assessment then. We'll hand over to the next bunch as soon as they come here.
Okay.
And then you'll get feedback. We'll call you later then to give you feedback on how everything has went today.
Okay.
That concludes our task number 3.
Okay, thank you.
Bekafuna ukuthi bamcheckele iweather kungadingeki. Kodwa lokhu kumtshela ukuthi kusho ukuthi makasebenza usafe ngempela. Sizathi njengoba sesicedile ngotask 3 sithole nobaba uPhesi ngidiscuss naye ke ukuthi namuhla sisebenza kanjani bese kuphuma isinqumo sokugcina noma uyawuthola lo msebenzi noma cha.
Kuhambe kahle ku task 3 kwi radar control. It was intimidating at first just ukuthi umuntu akubuze a question ukuthi ne how do you know ukuthi this aircraft is about number 1? Why are you doing this? So ikona okade kuthusa kakhulu but umsebenzi itself kuhambe kahle kakhulu. Ngicabanga ukuthi ngisebenze ngendlela namabhanoyi worker complainile so yeah so uhambe kahle kakhulu.
Hustlers ngithi simoto asantase lapha nesiqiniseka ukuthi indizamshini azishayisani ngoba indizamshini amaphathi wayo ayadura kakhulu awutholakala escrapyard umuntu wenza isiqiniseko ukuthi yonke into ihamba kahle uyena uthuli njengoba ke alaphana eATNS afuna ukuba iATCO bafethu abbreviation khona da akethebuza zonke into zihamba kahle phinde futhi basibuye emva kwekhefu sihlangane ke necareer coach yethu usisipule nje baphendula imibuzo yamahustler wethu uMaseti naye ke usandile ngithi sabela uyabizwa kodwa emva kwekhefu.
Ntate Phesi re kgaogane go seng after re interviewer Thuli Ndelu one of the candidates that we have identified gore o tshwantse a develop to be a radar controller.
Sure.
The task tse ne re na le tsona ne ile gore a demonstrate the duties tsa air traffic services assistant le di duties tsa tower control and then morago re mo assess on the duties tsa radar control. Mo di task tse no tshwantse gore a re bontshe bokgoni ba gagwe ba air traffic service assistant and tower controller. O dirile sentle tota. O bontshitse bokgoni bo bo makatsang and as a result re tsweletse pele ra mo assessa mo go demonstrating di task tsa radar controller.
Okay.
Here is the report.
Okay. No, e a khatlisa jaaka o itse gore ke sengwe sa dilo tse re lebellang mo di candidating tsa rona gore ba fitlhelele maemo a go godimo. Air traffic and navigation services itsagale lefatshe ka bophara ka di services tse di manontlhotlho jaaka o itse gore air traffic and navigation services e bona mo lefatsheng ka bophara gore di services tsa yone di go maemong a go godimo sengwe le sengwe se re se dirang se tlhagella jaaka manontlhotlho mme seo se tlhageletseng ka tsheko ke sengwe sa dintlhakgolo tseo re batlang go di fitlhelela jaaka air traffic and navigation services.
No, ke a leboga Ntate Phesi ke mantswe a botlhokwa ka nnete. Le nna ke na le tiisetso ya gore Thuli ke mokgoni o tswelang pele. Ke tla kgopela gore ke molate e nneng wena who will congratulate her on this opportunity to become an expert.
A re dire fela jalo.
Ke a leboga. Miss Tuli, ngicela usondele ma. Welcome back. Na indawo yokuhlala.
Thank you.
Siyabonga mayithi laba futhi yimi nobaba uPhesi uMurukane ucabanga ukuthi kuhambe njani ma?
Cabanga sikhambe kahle kakhulu. Well, i-assistant ne-tower control into engizenza njalo. With the approach controller bekhona ama-challenges abancane but ngicabanga ukuthi ngwenze ngendlela umsebenzi.
Alright, ngiyabonga ma. Ngizocela ubaba uPhesi akuphe i-feedback ukuthi sisebenza kanjani namuhla.
Sis Julie.
Yeah.
You are a hard worker, and you did what was supposed to be done, and face. You know, welcome to the team. You are now the radar air traffic control officer.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ukunginikeza leli thuba and ngiyazibophezela ukuthi angeke ngize ngeniphoxe. Ngiyazi ukuthi lo umsebenzi ubaluleke kangakanani ukuthi amabhanoyi ahambe endaweni esafe nabantu bafike bephephile beye emakhaya. So angeke ngize ngeniphoxe, ngizosebenza ngokuyimisela njengoba kade ngisebenza. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, ngijabule kakhulu. Sengi-radar controller manje, ngiphasile. Kwenza wonke ama-assessment, bangithola ukuthi ngifit ukuthi ngenza lo msebenzi. And lokho kungijabulisile. Lokho nje kuseyisiqalo, ngisafisa ukuthi ngiqhubekele phambili ngibe okunye within the company because asemaningi amathuba engawenza. So ngalokho bengicela ukusho pressure, pusher, phanda.
Utafamba moyeni uthuli bafethu njengoba ke ayilungiselela ukungena ku-career yakhe entsha njenge-radar air traffic controller bafethu. Intokazi bafethu ngimele ngisho ukuthi beyishala zonke into zakhe phansi. Yenza lo msebenzi ngathi ulula ngempela. Ngithi salute kuwena Thuli mfethu, ushayile iSpani. Ngiyazi ukuthi usebenze kanzima for iminyaka bafethu. Nangu-ke umphumela wakhona. Ngiyazi nalapha emakhaya you are very inspired. Ake size i-career coach ethu uSisipula-ke amapha amagama afuna ukumtshela wona. Njengoba sithi Sisipula ngidonsa zonke intambo ngithumela kuwena.
Re na le dipotso go tswa go lona our hustlers. Sandile a re o batla go ba a web specialist. Go a kgonagala gore a ka tswela pele a ska ya ko collegeng kapa university. Nna ke re ela hloko pele o ka nka qeto Sandile gobane industry ena e popular e tlwaelegile gagolo. Formal education ke yona he e tla go beyang pele. Empa so ka se etsang go gore o ka corresponda through web based kapa wa fumana yona formal education ka di options tse tharo. University of Technology kapa Independent Design School. Difference ka di options tseo he ke ka ditšhelete le ditlhoko tsa teng. Netefatsa gore o tseba Apple Mac, o tseba le software Adobe gobane ke yona e sebediswang haholo. O checke hape le gore internship kana learnership di included na. Potso ya bobedi e tswa from our hustler Maseti. A re yena o na le grade 11 go ka kgonagala gore a tswele pele fela ka bophelo ba hae. Bongata ba rona ga ra fumana menyetla wa go fetsa sekolo. Ba bang ba rona re tlogetse sekolo go ilo batla mesebetsi ka mabaka a itseng. Maseti, nna nka rata go kgothatsa gore tswela pele o fetse sekolo o fumane grade 12 wa hao. Empa ha e ka ba ka nnete ha o kgonagale o ske wa fela moya. Fumana internship kana learnership mo o nang le kgatlhego teng. Ko iSpani re showcase tse di career tse ngata tsa di artisan mo e leng gore minimum requirement e ne e le grade 10. From more here o tla kgona go ikaga wa fumana di skills le qualification ya mosebetsi. Hopola gore le batho ba famous ba tlwaelegileng ba bangata ha ba fetsa sekolo. Richard Branson le yena o tswile sekolong ka dilemo di le 16 ka same grade ene gona je ke radi business o hlomphehileng. Wena he tswela pele o presse o pushe o phande. Our other inspirational hustler Solomon Mane ko African Leadership Academy ha re boneng he gore o re tshwaretseng.
Okay, I'm Solomon Nimate. I'm from Ghana and I'm currently 19 years old. So my project is about providing water to rural areas, but I had to learn my lessons the hard way, which was rather unfortunate actually. So what happened was that my dad was murdered because he was very religious and he didn't want to support a drug deal. So the family, we got very scared. We felt insecure. So we had to move to a rural area where my grandmother lived. So it was in this rural area that I discovered my potential and what I'm capable of doing. But again, I had to learn it the hard way because I made a friend, and his name was Michael Mensah. We used to walk to school together, like 2 hours walk. It was quite interesting. And he made my transition into the village very smooth because he was very supportive and he was ready to listen to me. So we had fun together. One day I had to go to school alone, and I came back only to hear that Michael died out of a cholera outbreak. And this cholera outbreak was caused by a polluted stream that the people had to use. So I decided to work on a machine that would supply my people with water. It was quite hard because I had to walk like an hour to get access to the internet. And I was visiting mechanic shops for spare parts like metals, and I had this blacksmith friend that would melt the metals for me. So after a year and a half of hard work, I was able to invent this unique model that could pump water first from the ground. It purifies the water and then distributes the water to the people in my area. And that was how my project started. So a man saw it. He came to the village and he saw it. So he told the government, president of Ghana about it. And the next time I was invited to the presidential house, and that was the beginning of my project. So I got a lot of sponsorship from the government. I had 2 presidential awards because my NGO was effective as well. And then I worked with the government to supply other villages with the same machine, about 20 villages in the northern part of Ghana. So to the youth out there, I think there are a lot of opportunities out there, but you need to step out and put in efforts. Actually, I would not advise you to go my way because I had to learn my lesson the hard way. If I had done something earlier, many people would not die, like Michael wouldn't have died. So I advise the youth out there that they shouldn't wait for tragic events to happen before they solve problems from their communities. Because from every problem, there's an opportunity for you to make your life better and the life of others better as well.
I am losing control, cause iSpani is on a roll, or should I say on a fly. Ngoba ngesikhiqiza career like they're running out of fashion. When I become most of my heights, bithi ungathuki ngoba stop nislandelayo zabe sibheke icareer bizwa ngokuthi print and electronic media bafethu. Ngithi isho ukuthi you catch our next episode. Lo hlelo bafethu lulana ukuthi simqhuzele ukuthi nani nithathe inyathelo ukuthi nihambe nothala career eniwathanda kakhulu. Ngithi wena lapha ekhaya makuthi une story ukuthi wathola kanjani umsebenzi wakho. Ngithi ungasabi ukuthi usibhalele noma ke ufuna uthola imininingwane about icareer ethizeni sibhalele lapha na website yethu ku www.ispani.co.za noma ke usivakashele ku Facebook page yethu and click on like okhulume nathi khona da. Oh, visit us or noma ke usilandele lapha na ku Twitter ku @ispani on SABC1 and catch us on a fly. Mina umfana kaMtambo ngithi ngidansa zonke intambo sengiphuma kanje ngithi remember, don't look down, look up and stay up, but the press push up under.